From the first country in Africa that took independence, or that got independence in 1957, from the colonial British master, Ghana, we have had several countries that followed later in Africa. The pre- and the post-independence democracy of these African countries have been reshaped. Some have had military coups, some have had successful and successive elections conducted. But one trigger that has created all the problems that we see, which has made it very difficult for in the first half of the 60s, 70s, was the military being very opportunistic. As we have said, and we have said so, the opportunism of militarism, how did it spring? Sprang because of the rivalry, power, money, and revenge. Most of the militaries that have taken power in Africa come into revenge or avenge the death, the killing of their former leader, or the killing of their own or their kin, or the killing of brothers or politicians that they favored. So how long will Africa take? And how long will it take Africa to review, to have a fatigue evaluation exercise that can bring Africa, that can change the modus operandi of our normal status, from the normal status to a new dispensation, which can bring about a better Africa. A new dispensation is needed in Africa, in order to find the equilibrium which is equal to the world order that we seek to call ourselves a global market. If some countries are democratic and others are not, there will be no harmony in our trading. Therefore, Africa is affected with those factors that until there is a complete holistic change approach, and all African countries desist from conducting bad elections, which form a trigger to the coups, form a trigger to the violence, form a trigger to the waste of resources, of which we have mentioned as economic, social, and political spheres that have failed on the continent because of democracy, is when we shall have a better Africa. Until those are done, until a review, a total fatigue evaluation exercise is conducted on the continent of Africa, Africa will remain in the bad books of the West. So many experiences, so many experiments will be done on us. So many things will be earmarked for Africa. Lots of summits will be called for Africa. But if we don't change the behavior of our democratic roots, like China changed to a communist state, to a semi-communist state, but with a mixture of a hybrid capitalism. Today, China lends money to the whole world. Are we going to do what other countries have done if we are to sustain democracy? Therefore, the journey of democracy in Africa has been a tough journey. Have we achieved democratic reforms? Yes, to some extent. Some countries like 12 to 13 are democratic. The rest are semi-democratic. And the very few are not democratic at all, completely. You can Google them, you can find which country is yours and which country is not yours. I therefore thank you very much for listening to us. That is the video takeaway for you. Enjoy it and ask questions. Always follow us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Press that button, subscribe. When you subscribe, you increase our numbers. And I will continue to say, we are still here. Thank you very much. God bless you. Africa can never have a pure democratic institutions because we are still very far from them. We don't know the difference between elections and democracy. Thank you.